Here's what they think about you. 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 Here's what they think about. Here's what they think. Here's what they think about. 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 Fuck all y'all.
Yo, we gotta stop making everything a trend. Y'all think that light skins are trendy. Y'all got the white bitches calling themselves light skin just because they're white. Boo. If you're not black, you're not light skin.
This is one of the reasons why I don't consider light skinned people black. If you take two dark skinned, two black people and they have a baby, 9 times or 8 times out of 10, that baby's gonna come out dark skin, brown skin. Maybe on a lighter shade of brown, but it's gonna come out looking dark skin for the most part. It's not gonna come out looking like a Chris Brown or Drake. That's not happening. 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, that's not happening. It might be like 1 rare percent, but that's very rare. And I honestly feel like a lot of people ain't gonna like to hear that, but I honestly feel like if you are 2 dark skinned people and had a light skinned baby, I really feel like you need to get a DNA test, like, cause I honestly feel like somebody lying. But this is not a hate post or anything like that. I got love for light skinned people. I got love for everybody, really. I just don't consider them black. But that's just how I feel about it.
Now, the way that some of these light-skinned men hate on the black females on this app needs to be studied, right? It should have a case study. They're acting just like Uncle Tom's. They're taking the place of the racist white tea people, right? Why wouldn't we need them when we have a slew of light-skinned men that just spew hate about black women? So scorn, right? See, when the light-skinned guys weren't in, that really did harm to their nervous system. And now all they do is downgrade females, right? They want to call them promiscuous when we know majority of the light-skinned men, they are very promiscuous, right? Because they're all living in a colorism world, a colorist world, right? They seem to think that all women care about is what's between their legs. No, sir, that's not it. Get it together, and then come back.
All right, y'all, this is your fellow Yellow back at it again. I'm going to get straight into it. So, first of all, at this point, I believe that a lot of y'all, you guys like and or deserve the treatment that you are getting from black people. Because, yes, these videos are for awareness within the community. However, contrary to popular belief, you cannot just sit here and make videos and take no action. You just seen those videos that I just put up. That woman, the woman that made the video, the girl that made the video, I don't know the age, but the young woman who made the video, she said that white women were making videos saying that they were light skinned. And if you go throughout all the comments, which I'm not gonna do, but if you wanna see the post, I will gladly direct you to the post. I want you to understand that almost every single one of the motherfucking comments randomly attacked people who were biracial, which is crazy. And don't let them think that just because you don't have a parent that's of a different race, that they don't see you. First of all, at the end of the day, yeah, I'm not saying that light-skinned people didn't, but if you light-skinned most of the time in America, in the Caribbean, and even in Africa, even in ancient Africa, there was a mixture. If these damn people who are going around saying that they're fully black when they're not, just because they're dark-skinned, they want to be monoracial so bad. We don't got to even get into that. And they're really not even monoracial. They're just mad because they didn't get the features that most of us light-skinned people have. That main features would be the light skin. So they're like, oh, we're fully black. You're not, blah, blah, blah. So they try to separate you with that, but they don't give a fuck. You're light skinned. And that other video proves it. The other one with the guy from the rainbow community, light caramel skin, you can see that he has a tan. Oh, if you don't have some type of brown or dark skin, then you aren't black. Trying to pander to the black community, knowing damn well they don't give a fuck about him. And if that was the case, that means that in their own words, the ponderers, the light-skinned saviors, the dark-skinned people, the brown-skinned people, and don't even get me started on the other video that I put in there. It means that in their own words, it's all about skin color, right? Why the fuck do I see so many dark-skinned and brown-skinned people so worried about who is considered light-skinned or not? I don't go tell a lot of these mixed, and yes, you guys are mixed. Just because you have two dark-skinned parents or darker parents does not make you not mixed. If both of your parents were 75% black, that in turn would 9 times out of 10 make you 75% black. And you guys call 75% black people mixed, right? If they are light skinned, you do. You don't do that with the dark skinned ones. If they're light skinned, you do. Are people who are 60, 65. If they're light skinned, you do. But I know plenty of people who have two dark skinned parents who are in even the late 50s or 50 or 50% so-called black, and no one says anything to them because both their kids, their parents are darker than them, and that's their biological parents. So, like I already said, it's all about skin color. I already said that. I made this point in plenty of videos. That's not what this video is about. So, you see what this man said with his melanin theory bullshit. Basically, 9 times out of 10, two dark-skinned people are not making light-skinned people, even though most of you stupid motherfuckers are mulattoes. I could name are descendants from mulattoes. I could literally go through how many dark-skinned people who have mulatto lineage. They just can't live up to the standards that their mulatto ancestors set for them. They have to accredit it to dark-skinned, because that's what they are. You know? And they have to boost their image and try to alter people's perceptions like a fucking magician. You know? It's basically sorcery. But since they have to do that, it shows you that their ideology is far from the truth. We never try to down them to make ourselves feel better. Most of the shit that these people are talking about in these videos mentioning us, especially light-skinned men, to be exact, what the fuck are they talking about? We don't talk about this. We know this. We don't talk about the shit they say we do. We don't act the way they say. It's projection, right? We know this. Doesn't this show you that it's a lose-lose situation either way? How do we combat that? How we combat that is doing something about it. Does that mean go out and listen? I'm not saying go out and crash out or do something stupid. No, I'm telling you, it is deeper than what you think it is. When somebody related to a Freemason or a Freemason gets in the court, if you know anything about sacred geometry, if you know anything about how the judicial system, the government, everything's set up, how everything is based off of some occult knowledge, you would realize that trickles down, and you have people who get into shit, and next thing you know, even though being a Freemason in the public eye, you cannot be into shit. But they actually use a lot of get out of jail free passes. And I'm talking about big shit too. I'm not talking about little things. They throw up signs and then you see them getting off. Just like that. Am I saying that is what we need to do? In a way, yes. But not for those purposes, not for those reasons. I'm talking about economy, economic circulation. We should be buying within each other as light-skinned people, supporting each other, starting schools, businesses, and out of the public eye, starting groups, getting in positions of power so that we could back each other up. Because what the fuck do you think is going to happen? I don't care about if you don't like my profanity. What the fuck do you think is going to happen? It's projected that by like 2050 that most people are going to be our skin tone. Or around our skin tone. Does he not mean, do you not realize that makes all light-skinned people a target? Regardless of your DNA makeup? Or the complexity of it? If you are light-skinned, you are light-skinned. We need to obtain some type of power before it's too late, because we will be the martyrs. For in America, light-skinned Americans especially, but this includes everybody, but us light-skinned Americans will be the martyr. For other light-skinned people around the world, especially throughout other cultures, they're going to start with us. And then they're going to see fucking dark-skinned Indians doing the same shit to light-skinned Indians. So after they're done with the American light-skinned people, they're going to go for the light-skinned African people. And when you start virgin, now you're going to see all the people crying colorism in their cultures, doing something to people. And does that really concern us? No, I'm not saying that. But I'm telling you, it will potentially happen for them. But it's definitely going to happen for us. And why I tell you this, they're going to be last. We're going to be first. Like we always are. We're the first at doing everything. We was protecting them for the longest. And they discredit us. We created this, we created that. We don't get any credit. Oh, but for this, we're going to get credit if we don't do what the fuck we need to do. So now we're going to get credit for the negative thing. They outnumber us. So that means you need to have more structure and be strong enough to combat them. You guys are not combative enough. You know, you just sit there like little bitches, subordinates, inferior people. When they put you on a pedestal, they have inferiority complexes, towards superiority complexes. They are literally psyching themselves in to thinking that they're more superior than you. When they put you on a pedestal, that's why they always talking shit about you. And which you don't realize, eventually, and that doesn't, it ties in everything. I don't give a fuck what you look like as a light-skinned person. They still think that you think that you're better. They still think that you're more attractive than them. They still think a lot of things. No matter about any, trust me, they do. What do you think eventually? What do you think's eventually gonna happen if you continue on like this and you allow this? Goofy. Goofy as fuck. We can't get a coordinator to create and execute and we all help execute these plans to get to this point. Utilize what we have. I don't want to hear shit when the downfall comes, because it is a war spiritually, and there's character assassination that is being and you know, light-skinned people have this radiant energy 9 times out of 10 that they're trying. You ever heard of an energy vampire that they're trying to suck up? And they emit very low vibrational frequencies. These people, they don't have anything positive. They don't have anything. To, how would I say, they don't have anything to give. Except for that, when it comes to us. And if that doesn't scare you, if that doesn't make you feel for your offspring, the people, I mean, your family around you that are your skin tone, who are not woken up, who are indoctrinated, then you're a fucking idiot. Like, seriously. You see throughout history how they use and abuse light-skinned historical figures and pull them in and out of blackness. Or they solely identify them as black because it benefits them. You see these things. I can go down the list of the things that they do. We already know this because you see a video about it every day. But I see nobody doing anything. Why are we not getting in groups and saying, hey, we're going to buy from this, or we're going to start this movement? No matter where you are in the USA, Africa, whatever, you will have connections and you will be protected, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck are we doing? You guys don't ever take action. Did you not learn from what the fuck the black people did? They rarely ever took action. Most of the time, we took action for them. And when they did, they turned on each other. Or they had the golden card in their hand, like I said, during the crack epidemic, right? Heroin. They went and took and bought chains and cars, which we were guilty of too because we were considered black during that time. And still are being indoctrinated by their narratives today and their way of living, culture that they really didn't even create. They just took all the negative shit and claimed it as their culture, took all the positive shit with it too that we created. We created some of the negative shit too, as light-skinned people, but you know, they took and bought chains. They didn't fucking, hey, let me invest in a community center because or invest in rehabilitation clinics. They wanted to keep getting filthy rich and spending money every single fucking day, bragging about how much money they spend every day. When back then, you could have bought a house cash. So they had the opportunity to be like Jews. And a lot of us light-skinned brothers and those sisters would have been in that position with them. Or at least could have been in that position when that was happening. And we didn't. And what I'm telling you now, you're like, why do you keep making that comparison? You know, what's the correlation? Like, I'm saying that that's one thing we know or know of as American light-skinned people. That's one thing we know about the crack epidemic. We know about what the hell people were doing during the time. They still do it today. Flashy buying shit that they, you know, didn't, could have made their communities fucking crazy, way better. Could have been on top, but now they're begging for reparations, EBT and shit. What I'm saying is we're basically doing the same thing that we did, participated in. We're gonna accredit that to black people, but light-skinned people definitely participated in such because we were a part of the black collective, but we never really were. We were just used, but we are always included in their negative things or their wrongdoings, which is crazy. But we can't participate when it's, you know what I'm saying? Even though we created most of the shit or put on for most of it. Listen, do something about it. You had this golden opportunity, and that's what I'm telling you. That's the correlation. You had this golden opportunity in your hands. Now you need to do it. You know? We should have it to where we have connections all throughout each other. Even if we don't know each other's, I'm not saying you guys have to go out and post your faces and be best friends and expose everything. In fact, I think it should be more on the low because it's for us. We talk to each other. We have connections. You know. We have this power. We should be one big society that only light-skinned people can get in, that only light-skinned people know about. You know. Obviously, you have to weed out agents. I'm saying that we need to do something. Because this spreading awareness shit with no action is gonna get old so fucking fast. And the reason that I haven't took the steps to do that, because I don't really have enough influence to do it. You know who does, but it's more about them just spreading awareness. And that's not like a diss to anybody in any way, but it's just the truth, you know. This golden community, the golden sphere, has been a thing for the longest, and I see that if it keeps going this way with no action, that's where separatists will be allowed to come in and try to, then they already have tried to put a hole in our plans, you know, stunt the growth of the community. And that's where you guys need to realize. And I'm not going to keep stressing it. It's either that everybody wants to do it or they don't. I'm not going to keep, you know, expelling all my good energy. You know, exerting would have been better. My good energy. It takes so long to replenish. You know, we should all get to the point where we are in decent positions, nice positions, powerful positions in this world. Our own neighborhoods, own schools. That's how you become recognized as your own. That's how you delegate. You will never delegate by just saying, oh, well, I don't really fuck with them people. And you guys don't see anything. You guys don't see the bigger picture clearly. You really think that saying something is gonna get you anywhere? When the fuck has that ever got anybody? And you know which way I mean. Saying something with no action, like I said. But it is what it is, like I said. Like, some of y'all can sit around all day. There is no order. This golden sphere has been existed for years and years and years and years. I've already said this. And nobody has done nothing at all. Due to pride, ego, and comfortability. But you know what? When in a few years you see all these dark-skinned supremacists, black, black people in general, the light-skinned saviors, whites, Asians, Hispanics, everybody who is against, that are of that group, of those groups, who are against you because of their dark skin acquaintances, relatives, etc. Every one of them, when they turn on you, it is going to get violent. And it's going to happen. If you can't see that the only way that these people are going to see fit, I didn't mean to say it like that. The only way these people are going to ever think of, that's how I want to say it. Think of expanding their legacy, surviving, is by, in some way, taking a lot of us out. This is not conspiracizing against them. This is not hate. But if you can't see that, even growing up, they were attacking light-skinned people physically, especially amongst women. Men, it was more so petty shit like, oh, I'm gonna try to get your girl, sleep with her, blah blah. I'm gonna try to sleep with your girl, this and that. Sometimes violence, but lots of them knew not to go there. With the woman, you will see, a lot of the time they will literally jump them, beat the fuck out of them, drag them, try to hurt them, very violent. Because 9 times out of 10, the light-skinned female is tougher than them, probably has better hand skills than them, so they have to jump them. And a lot of it is out of hate and jealousy. So if you can't see that that these people, with the way that they have this unjustified hate against a lot of y'all, against us, whatever happens to y'all happens if you don't want to take no action. I'm not rallying for violence. I'm rallying for us to, like I said, to start generating some type of economic power and societal power. Y'all don't want to do that? Then watch this whole shit fall. That's all I'm gonna say. They're gonna attack us. They wanna, we go high, they go low. If they wanna be physically violent, fine. Because that's what they're gonna end up stemming to. They already have, but it's gonna be amplified. Once they realize that's their only way to survive. Because a lot of these dark skin, so a lot of those light skinned people are gonna start to getting together, having children. Like I said, the outcome could become, depending on how you what's makeup is, genetics, blah blah blah. 2 dark skinned people, 2 light skinned people create people of brown skin, dark skin, blah blah blah. But even with them knowing that, they know that 9 times out of 10, it's not exactly a rare occurrence, but 9 times out of 10, the outcome is gonna be light skin, and they want people to expand from them. They want everybody to expand from them. So they want to. So if somehow their tactics don't work and we prevail, it is going to turn violent either way, but it's gonna be quicker. We prevail. Man, y'all don't even know. I don't even know. You don't see these tactics that they're using. Have you not seen examples of how this behavior ends up in other aspects of life, in other situations? It always goes bad. Think about jealousy in the streets, in business. Think about jealousy anywhere. Your job. Think about jealousy anywhere. Anywhere. That leads to malicious acts. Now they have malicious intent trying to assassinate your character as a light-skinned man or woman. But then it's going to be literally assassinating you. And yeah, I don't even see it. I'm not saying to go hurt them in any way. I'm saying let's build each other up, ourselves up, so we could protect ourselves from this shit. Because I don't give a fuck what they say. If they're not in our shoes, we know the threat is real. Just wait and you see. Y'all have a good day. And if you want to keep being subordinates, keep being subordinates. Because I ain't gonna really fucking even keep stressing anymore.